If you could, thinking about mentors,
Yeah.
if you could give one bit of advice to a younger person that wanted to approach a leader and ask for some of their time, or wanted to ask their opinion about something, what's that one bit of advice you'd give that younger leader who would like to spend more time with an older, more experienced leader?
Well, first of all, you'd be careful about putting the younger person with that older, strong leader, because you need to understand that that strong leader is the kind of person who understands he can learn from the newer one. They have to be lifting each other.
That's a very interesting observation, that there has to be a kind of a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
They both have to gain by being in this relationship.
And by doing that, the top mentor recognizes, I couldn't have done it without him, and the person that he was dealing with recognizes he made a real contribution in this process, and the boss knows it, and he recognizes a large part of my success as leader of this group is that I had him on board with me.
Have mentors always been that way? Has it always been
I think
symbiotic like that?
good ones always are. Sad part is a lot of them tend to be egomaniacs who take full credit, and the people under them
Does not allow.
feel used, and when they're not appreciated, well, they know what they did. They know when they pointed out a problem that needed to be addressed, and have the boss walk right by and say, yes, we decided to do this, and I'm the one that did it. And sure, they had the decision to who, but he needs to understand that he has behind him people that applaud him when he's successful, and they have to understand that he applauds them
as well.
And I mean, with real advancements, with real interactions of respect.
Real recognition.
Yeah.
Sincere, genuine, real recognition for their contribution.
There's no good complimenting someone who hasn't really done anything. And these people are not stupid. They know when they didn't succeed at that. They don't need to be told they were failures. They understand it failed. Well, when they, I go back to see what I said before. Failure is not a failure if you've actually improved yourself through the process of doing that.
So failure is really not a failure if we've learned something in the process.
Yeah, but if you just say, oh, I'm no good, I'm not doing that anymore, well, you've learned to fail. And a lot of people, I think, in our society have learned to fail.
How do we prevent people from learning to fail going forward?
I think at different levels. Like parents have a strong impact in their really early years of when you speak to your son or daughter, say that I am so impressed with what you did here. Well, wouldn't it be a little better if we did it this way? But you did it good. I just see that. Try it this way and see if that. But you always understand you're their fan.
Working from the
Their success is. I mean, I think most parents understand when their kids succeed that probably some parents are more surprised than anybody else because they know how the kids struggle here and there, and they like that. I have 11 grandchildren. My oldest one said to me the other day, and I like to do things one-on-one with them because I have 11. I don't like to do less group things and more one-on-one. She said, I know I'm always going to be special to you, Grandpa. And I said, how do you know that? And she's 11. She says, I was the first one you had. I said, you are so right. But any one of the others could have come to me and give me a reason why they were going to be special.
Their own logic, and they'd have been right also.
They'd been right. And I think that's not insincere. I loved that response. I loved her feeling that she was special because she was my first grandchild. It was wonderful. That makes me feel, I feel that same connection that she was feeling. And I think employees, they're part of a family too, that work for others. they're not fearful of a loving parent. A child's not fearful of a loving parent who's only trying to help them. They recognize that. Employees are not fearful of a caring employer who they understand chose them. I heard a principal say this to a teacher once. We were so lucky when we hired you. But I heard him say it to more than one teacher. That was really awesome leadership. Really awesome leadership, because I think they were sincere statements made after that employee had done something very significant. And he said it in front of people, not just one-on-one. And that lifts everybody. You know, the people that are supporting you are lifted by you. And you're going to do your own bonehead things. They're going to sabotage the effort, even though you didn't mean to. And they can be forgiving back, and we all move together. And I don't know what else to say it on that point, really. But we do need to feel that our contribution on the job is not only worth money, but it's worth respect, no matter what level it's at. And we can't be computers, but the human component, I think, ultimately wins every time, because it certainly sells. The computer may sell details, but the human component will set up an integrity, a human phone number or contact point where you have a way of dealing with something that isn't quite right through that company or that school system, in my case. Let's see. I can't think of anything else to say there.
That's good. I think we've got it.
I think that's good too. I'm starting to run out of space.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Deleting some
I think
stuff.
we've done very well. Thank you.
Well, I hope it's useful to you. I don't know that I'm a success at all. I don't know. You know, I'd like to think everyone wants to feel that way, though.
Well, you know, success is a thing that different people describe different ways, and so the purpose of what we're trying to do here is to open up people's minds through some real life experiences of people who I think are successful, to say, you know, and so what we heard this morning is different than what we heard, and neither is right or wrong. It's just based on experiences. What we hope, this is what we really hope, is that people watch this and they start to have this kind of the inner dialogue. And they start talking to themselves, and they start to discover thoughts, and they get inspired. Not because it was this outstanding thought, but it was just it triggered something in you that, and especially a lot of what you said is very practical and very things that most people can relate to. So they can all of a sudden like, oh, wait a minute. You know, and so they get a thought that's inspiring, or they have a reason to investigate our website a little bit more and some of the services that we offer. I mean, it's just simply a way to, you know, if you spend some time and listen to some of the comments that Vern had that were on the website, you left in a better spot than when you got there. Because you can't help but take the good information that will be on there from your life experiences and from your professional experiences, and not know there's some of that you can apply right now. Makes perfect common sense. Makes us an everyday leader.
Well, you're interviewing people from all kinds of walks of life, so you're going to get
absolutely.
You get a tunnel vision through there.
Different ages, different genders, different backgrounds, and so because of that, you get this kind of this ability to appeal to. You know, some people might not even click on what you have to say because they're going to appeal to something that maybe Jordan would say. Other people would be very interested in what you have to say because you have this more non-traditional focus, individual success, where maybe some people want to do the more cookie-cutter mass approach. And so, you know, it's got to have all sorts of different appeals because it's not standardized. As you just pointed out, it's not standardized.
Yeah.
We have to be really able to assess and understand and connect with each unit, whether it's each problem, whether it's each person, whether it's each circumstance. We have to think and then respond appropriately to that person.
Well, you know what? I think there's a common denominator in all walks in life. You never go wrong elevating people. You never go wrong elevating people because they will work harder for you if they feel they're going to be elevated and respected for what they do. And the other people are going to have a lot of people they look at on the way down the line when they get, you know. It's one of the things I've missed about teaching most is my encounter with students. It really is. I really liked that a lot. And my cattle and horses don't do that for me.